So the doorbell rang this morning. My wife answered the door, then she yelled, "David, the FBI wants to talk to you." Went to the door. There were two agents. One of them said, "It's come to our attention that after you posted a video of yourself eating pages of a certain book, there were some calls for violence against you, and some of those calls for violence made it to some very bad people." I said, "Well, my video was a response to some bad people." He said, "We're not here to criticize the contents of your video. We're here to inform you that there are some bad people who want to do some bad things." He asked if I had any questions. He gave me his phone number and his card. His office is at the local police department. That's interesting. I know some of you are law enforcement. Do police and the FBI work in the same building like that? Anyway, that was cool. I think this is the first time anyone from the government or law enforcement came and talked to me directly about some jihadi threats. Probably around 10 years ago, we were doing an episode of Jesus or Muhammad. It was me, Sam Shamoon, and Pastor Joseph. Someone called in live and threatened to kill us. After the show, the guy who was answering the calls said that when he hung up on the jihadi, Homeland Security called and said, "Give us the callback number." So Homeland Security was watching our show, apparently waiting for some jihadis to call in. Pretty cool. Then, a few years ago in the Bronx, police showed up at our apartment. My wife answered the door. They said, "We need to see David Wood to make sure he's okay." Didn't explain why they needed to see me. Didn't explain why they needed to make sure I was okay. After that, we would occasionally see a police car right outside our apartment, parked there for hours. No reason ever given. Some of you have seen one of the videos where I would tell a jihadi where to meet me, then I would go there. That happened several times. One time, I told a jihadi where to meet me. I didn't have anyone else to film, so Marie came along. I told her to stay far away from me, but to record me the entire time, so that if I was brutally murdered, she would have some awesome footage. But when I got to the designated place at the designated time, there were 4 soldiers standing there with machine guns. The point here is that lots of times the government seems completely incompetent. But when it comes to these jihadis, there are police officers and federal agents who are on the ball, working behind the scenes to keep us from getting brutally murdered. So, no more talk about defunding the police. Now, as for you jihadis who are watching, you wasted 5 minutes of my time today. Totally unacceptable. And you clearly wasted quite a bit of the federal government's time. I want you to think about what you've done as I get my chew on.